In this episode, I just want to talk about a couple intensifiers, or some adverbs that intensify something. So we'll start with очень, which I'm sure everyone's familiar with. And очень can be used to modify another adverb. So for example, очень хорошо or очень давно. So it's saying it's like intensifying, so very good or very long ago. Or it can be used to modify an adjective. Очень красивый. Очень доволен. Right, so it can modify a long or a short adjective. And again, it's like very beautiful or very satisfied. Or it can modify a verb. And when it does this, when it's modifying a verb, it's referring to the intensity of the action or sentiment. So, for example, он очень любит ее. So he loves her very much. It's referring to the intensity of the sentiment in this case, right? It's magnifying a verb. You can also use много to modify a verb. And if you use много, you're emphasizing, you're referring to the quantity of the action, not the intensity, like you were with очень. So, он очень любит ее. Он много делает для нее. So he does a lot, right? So it's quantity rather than intensity. But you can use очень to modify много and then use много to intensify the verb in a quantity sort of way. So он очень много читал. So this adverb много is referring to the quantity of the action, which is reading, and this adverb очень is modifying this adverb много. Right? So he read a very lot. You can also use много to relate to nouns. And again, it will denote quantity. And the noun will take the genitive plural. So, в комнате было много людей. So in this instance, this adverb is modifying a noun. So there are a lot of people in the room. Okay, and then let's look at tak and takoy. So these are emphasizers or intensifiers. So intensifiers. So tak is used with adverbs and verbs, while takoy is used with nouns and adjectives. And takoy must agree, like an adjective, with the item or adjective it's intensifying. So let's look at some examples of the differences between these two. So tak, remember that's adverbs and verbs. So я так хочу его видеть. So in this case, так is modifying my desire, or хочу, right? I want to see him so much. So it's modifying a verb, so we're going to use так. Or Аня так хорошо говорит по-английски. So this time tak is modifying well. She speaks English so well, right? So it's basically like so. I want to see him so much, or she speaks so well. And then in your book, they talk about the weather. And so for example, if we had сегодня так холодно. So it's modifying an adverb. So we're going to use так. But if we were modifying an adjective or a noun, then we would use takoy. So we could say сегодня погода такая холодная. Right? So now our takoy or takaya is modifying the weather. So that's a noun, right? So we're going to use takoy, and it has to agree, its ending has to agree with the item that it's intensifying. So the weather is so cold today. Or it can also intensify an adjective. Лена такая красивая. So we're modifying an adjective. How beautiful is she? She's so beautiful. So we're going to use takoy. So these are just a few intensifiers that you've come across or will come across, and kind of how to distinguish between them and when to use which one.